There is a new question arising from airlines as to whether or not they should be able to charge their passengers by pound rather than seat. This seems to be a good idea in some aspects, but in other ways it seems to be an insult to those people who weigh more than others. Charging by pound or weight rather than seat could cause a serious uproar by the passengers and the people who use airlines often. It does have some logic behind it, as it would be cheaper for some, but more expensive for others. Some parts of it seem fair, and others just seem absolutely ridiculous. It is somewhat of a private deal to ask somebody how much they weigh and charge them by that. It could also be seen as not being treated equally or discrimination to want to charge somebody more because they weigh more. I don't know if airlines could force people to share that information in order to fly. A change like this cannot be forced upon people without first giving regards to us to make the decision or not. It's something that should not be made mandatory without letting people know what's going on. I had not even heard about this until I started researching on it, and I do not agree that they should just make it this way. Charging by weight and duration of flight seems as though it's a little ridiculous. Especially if it's a long flight, somebody would end up paying a lot of money to get on the airplane and fly. Many people fly overseas for work. A lot of people are able to vacation often, and it would make it fairly outrageous to fly anymore if you were anywhere overweight, or even if you were a tall person that weighed more than the average sized person. I could see for airlines how it would be a good plan, because it would cut down on fuel and weights of the cabins, and they could make everything lightweight. But they already charge extra for baggage that's overweight. It would have an effect on all the fares, but who's to say whether or not the fares would increase or decrease? And how much more lightweight can you make an airplane? I understand that there are rising levels of obesity, and it makes it hard to fit people on the airplane. But is this a logical, fair way to go about this? I don't think at this point that it should be something that is made mandatory. They can go about asking passengers how they think and feel about this, maybe take a survey and see how people feel and think if it would be fair. But I think as of now, this is kind of an unreasonable way to charge people to fly on the plane. It seems that flying has worked just fine this way for the last 50 years, and people are still continuing to fly regardless of somebody bigger or more overweight sitting next to them.